Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Keeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today I'm going to be doing a review of Call of Cthulhu Keeper deck, Malleus Monstrorum. So this is a deck that I picked up. I wanted to have something physical to use in case I do run Call of Cthulhu at either at a local gaming shop or at a convention, which is more likely. And I just thought it would be a great physical representation to show some of these, some of these creatures for the players at the table. I also like them because it makes it a lot easier to plan out adventures and to even write adventures and such. So it's a nice physical, a visual reference rather than flipping through a book. And then you can also align them on your table and kind of get a better sense of the kinds of challenges that you're throwing at your players. And then the other reason why I picked this up, to be quite honest, is that it was only $14 online to get the physical book or the physical case, and the PDF was included, which makes it a lot easier to now I can take these images and create tokens to then utilize on whatever virtual tabletop I happen to be using. In this case, Roll20, but eventually I may migrate to either Foundry or Tabletop. It's spelled differently than the other tabletop, but Tabletop RPG and go with that, or VTT. I'm sorry, Tabletop VTT. So without further ado, let's start taking a look at the physical copy. And I just finished opening this up and taking it out of the plastic. So this is the size. So they are oversized cards. And I wanted to try to show you so this is the first thing. I haven't even taken them out of the box yet. So you can see, maybe I'll stop shaking. There might be like one little, like a card or two that seems to be a little bit off, possibly, bent slightly, but but they do look uniformly sized. So that's kind of important. So here we go. And this is my first look at them outside of the case. So there's a couple blanks. Let's see, quite a few blanks actually. These are if you want to write on them yourself and make make a copy. Actually, there's some true blanks, and now we get to the actual cards themselves. So here's one of the first ones that I wanted to take a look at, and then it has its stats on the back. You can see they're not super thick, but they're also not paper thin either. So they're fairly strong, and very nicely cut, and the art is very, very good. So by the way, this shipped fairly quickly too, probably between order date and receiving it yesterday in the mail, probably about 5 days, not more than that. So it was pretty fast delivery here. So here is the lead card. So it has all of the information about the deck itself and how to utilize it, and talks about generic builds and such. So pretty good informational. This is a Bayaki, which is a type of devil. Usually you'll see this in like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a type of devil or demon, but pretty cool looking stuff. And then here we have the Child of Yog Sothoth. So, I mean, some of these creatures are extremely powerful, right? And that's the nature of Call of Cthulhu is that, there are certain creatures that you're not meant to fight. You're meant to see, go insane, and hopefully run away, or will wipe you out in a blink of an eye if you don't run away fast enough. These are just regular cultists, and they're fairly balanced for that. So they're just plain old humans with some skills attached to it. This is a cultist, a cult high priestess. So there you go. And again, stats on the back. So there's quite a lot in here as a matter of fact. Let's see if they give me a full count. I believe there's over 60. I believe there's over 60, but you can imagine, so sitting at the table and you slide this across without flipping it over, just so all of the players at the table can see what they're actually facing. And I mean, some of these things are really quite bizarre and scary. This thing's pretty powerful too. The daughter of Atlak Nacha. All right. Let's see. The appearance uses spear-like legs to pierce or bites. Feast attack may follow a successful bite. Their bite does a paralysis toxin. Extreme CON roll. All right, so very, very hard to survive that toxin. And then immediate paralyzed and remain so for 1d6 hours, in which case she is going to feast. Let's see, once paralyzed by a bite, may devour victim's head, sucking out the brain, 2 rounds to eat through eyes and start on the brain. Each minute consumed, 5 intelligence. At 0 intelligence means victim's brain is completely devoured. If rescued, intelligence loss stops. Survivors are blind and lose 2d10 APP appearance. See entry for details. I mean, it is really, really, really brutal kind of a creature here. And, it has armor protection, so 5 points, hard shell. It has spells. It can contact and call others. Those with an intelligence of 75 or higher also know 1, 2, 3 additional spells. Sanity loss is a D8 sanity point. Seeing a human transformation into a daughter costs a D8 points of sanity as well. So, wow. I mean, that's a pretty brutal creature. This is a fairly generic deep one. And you can see here its stats. So, I mean, this is a not that much more powerful than a standard human being, but it does cause sanity loss of a d6 when you do see them. And they have some spell use that they can know, so they can contact their father Dagon. They can contact their mother Hydra. They can contact Starspawn of Cthulhu. Grasp of Cthulhu is another spell they have. Summon deep ones they can, and Wave of Oblivion. So they do have, quite a bit of spell use. There's a 40% chance of knowing 1d4 spells. So that's pretty cool. Here is a hybrid deep one. And again, this is more of a mixture between a human and a deep one, so not a full deep one. And sometimes their appearance can be almost, from the stories, from reading the short stories of of H.P. Lovecraft. Robert E. Howard writes in this genre as well, but H.P. Lovecraft, there were some that could almost pass for human. They just kind of had a fishy sense amongst them. And we cannot go without finding Cthulhu itself. So we will find Cthulhu itself. I mean, the art of these are pretty awesome. I'm just going through looking for Cthulhu. That's a star spawn of Cthulhu, so not quite Cthulhu. Tell me it's not going to be the last one. You know what? Were they partly in order? I'm wondering. I don't think they were, though, but perhaps they were. Yeah, these seem to be somewhat in order now. Somehow I missed them. I must have skipped over Cthulhu in here. Maybe he was early on. It should have been before the deep ones or after the deep ones. Yeah, that's D. Let's see. Yeah, somehow I missed it. Well, there's one way to do that, and that's the backup here, which I will. So this is the main reason why I bought it, was because I wanted these so I can pull the images and have that. Believe it or not, that they're not in order, which is very, very bizarre. I could have sworn I saw a card for Cthulhu somewhere. Sorry it's taking long, but like I said, I really thought, and there's over 60, that's for sure. I gotta flip these for some reason. I don't know why I had to flip these. Maybe there isn't Cthulhu. That's really bizarre. I could have sworn I saw it. And I'm back to flipping again. I think they need to take a look at their formatting of this, and if Cthulhu is not in there, that's definitely an oversight. Like I said, I haven't flipped through them all, but looking at it, there doesn't seem to be Cthulhu in here, unless it was one of the blanks that I thought I came across. But anyway, well, how often are you going to throw Cthulhu at your players is another question that needs to be asked. But I am still very, very happy with this deck. Um, Highly recommend it because, like I said, you have definitely different functions that you can use with it. You can certainly, like I said, use them on your table so that they have a physical visual of what they're actually facing, and and again, like I said, with the PDF, you can cut and paste those images and then put them on tokens, or just put them into a visual display so that the players can actually see what they're facing on. I am personally using them as tokens because it just makes it a lot simpler to do that, and then you can drop the challenges on the players as needed. And nice sized deck, nice, pretty sturdy box that they'll come in. Very easy to put it on my bookshelf there, along with the rest of my Call of Cthulhu stuff, and really excited about it. It was a good purchase, and like I said, even after flipping through, um, it's a pretty solid deck. There's maybe like one or two cards in there that seem to be just a slightly either bent or a little bit warped or whatever, but perhaps sitting flat down for a bit, they'll sort themselves out. So anyway, thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video, and unscripted and unchained review of it, so you can see both the good things and the bad things about it. And I think ultimately it's still a very, very good purchase. So highly recommend it. You all have a great day. Take care.